Hi everyone, so today's video is going to be my June TBR. I was planning to film this video a lot earlier than, the literal first day of June, but I got sick last week, and that was the week that I was supposed to film this video, so I really love it when my chronic illness just spurs up my life a bit and just destroys all of the planning that I do and all of the planning that goes into these videos. I really love when my chronic illness just destroys all of that. So yeah, I am still sick currently. In fact, I'm sitting here right now and I feel like I'm about 5 seconds away from passing out because of the face mask, but I'm just gonna ignore that and just push through. Also gonna state it now because maybe people will notice it. I have eczema on my hands again. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. I hope not, but yeah. So today's video, like I already said, will be my June TBR. June is Pride Month, so I am planning to read a lot of queer books, meaning books by queer authors and featuring queer characters. And in June, the Autistic Readathon is also happening, which is hosted by an autistic reader here on YouTube. And yeah, I'm really excited for this readathon. I'm really glad that she made it. So yeah, my June TBR will be mainly my books for the Autistic Readathon and then some queer books. So let's just get into them. So the Autistic Readathon is all about reading books by autistic authors and about autistic characters. Now obviously, as hopefully you guys know, April is Autism Acceptance Month, and because of that, the creator of this readathon decided to make an Autistic Readathon because a lot of people just focus on reading books by autistic authors in April. It should be something that people do all year around and not just 1 month in the year, which is a great message to put out. So I'm really glad to be participating in this readathon. The Autistic Readathon has 5 prompts, and you can choose to read one book for multiple prompts, but I decided to pick 5 books, so 1 book for each prompt. The first prompt is to read a book by a new to you author. So an author that you've never read a book from before. And for this prompt, I'm going to read the only audiobook that I'm going to read for the Autistic Readathon. I'm going to focus primarily on physical books that I own. So the audiobook that I will be listening to is Odd Girl Out. This is kind of a memoir, and it's about the personal story of how the author got diagnosed very late in life, and in the book it is said that they also talk about why autistic women seem to be getting diagnosed a lot later than autistic men, which is also true in my case. I wasn't diagnosed that late, but if I hadn't asked for a diagnosis when I was 19, I would have never gotten it at the age of 20. I probably would have gotten diagnosed a lot later if I hadn't asked for it. So I'm really interested in this story. I was really excited when I saw that the app that I use for audiobooks had it available because I didn't think that they would have it. So yeah, I can't wait to read this. Then the second prompt is read a book that has a cover that makes you happy. Now, I have chronic depression, so nothing really makes me happy. But I do have a cover that I really like that is written by an autistic author and features autistic characters, and that is Show Us Who You Are. This author has also written A Kind of Spark, which I read last month, and I really enjoyed it. And when I say last month, I mean April. I didn't read it in May, but yeah, so that's technically not last month, but anyway. Yeah, this is their newest book, and I'm really excited to read it. The cover is also very pretty, like the cover of A Kind of Spark as well. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm really excited for it, and people say that it makes you cry. So I'm excited for that as well, because I'm one of those people that really likes crying at books. Can't wait to read it. The third prompt is to read a book that has your favorite color on the cover. And my favorite color is black, even though that's technically not really considered a color, I guess. But my favorite color is black, so I decided to pick The Kiss Quotient. This has a little bit of black on the cover, so I chose this book. I was really excited to read this book because I think their name is Lily. I'm not sure about their YouTube handle because I tend to forget that, but I'll put their YouTube channel name like on the screen. But I heard them talk about this book and it seemed really interesting, and it's written by an autistic author and features an autistic character as the main character. The way they described the book is just so intriguing. It's basically about an autistic woman who hires an escort, which I'm not sure if escort is like a word you can use, but it uses it like on the back of the book, so I'm just gonna use it as well, I guess. But yeah, she hires an escort, and basically he helps her like experience everything that she's never experienced, like, you know, kissing all the way through to actually doing it. So yeah, this book sounds really interesting, especially because a lot of people tend to think that disabled people are like completely non-sexual, and they either view us in a completely non-sexual way or they view us in a completely sexual way and sexualize everything that we do because we're disabled. So basically fetishizing us. So I really like the idea of this book, and I hope I'm gonna like it. This was one of the books that I wanted to read in April for Autism Acceptance Month, but I couldn't buy it in time, and also I couldn't film during most of April because my phone was broken. So yeah, also I got this for really cheap, and that makes me really happy. Then the fourth prompt is to read a book that gives you summer vibes looking at it. So a book that reminds you of summer. And for that prompt, I chose Queens of Geek. Now, as you can see, I've already read this book because there's tabs in it, but I really want to reread it again because this was the book that kind of made me realize I might be autistic, and I want to see if I still like it. So yeah, this is the book that I'm gonna read. Because of the bright colors, obviously, it kind of reminds you of summer. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. And I've completely forgotten what it was about. All that I know about it is it's queer and it has an autistic character. So perfect for the month of June. Then the last prompt for the Autistic Readathon is to read a book with a cover that has something that you're interested in. And for that prompt, I chose The Boy Who Steals Houses. Now, all that I know about this book is that it has a very pretty cover and it has an autistic character. I don't know anything about the plot, but yeah, I am really excited for this book. I'm actually currently reading the author's other book, which is 1,000 Perfect Notes. I'm currently reading this one, as you can tell. I'm quite liking it. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna finish this one, but probably this month because it is quite short. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. So that was all of the books that I want to read for the Autistic Readathon. I hope I will be able to finish all 5 of them, and I will probably do a reading vlog for one of those books. It will probably be Show Us Who You Are, because I am really excited for that book. But let's just get into the other books that I want to read during the month of June, because like I already said, it is Pride Month, so I do want to read books with queer characters as well. So one of the books I want to read this month is Two Boys Kissing. The reason why I want to read this is because it's really short, and because of that it won't take me that long to finish it, and because I already have 5 books on my TBR, I don't want to put like really big books on the rest of my TBR because I do want to focus on the Autistic Readathon, but also read queer books, and if they're like smaller, it's easier to finish them, obviously. Now, I once again don't know what this book is about. I bought it because it was extremely cheap. As you can tell, that is a recurring theme here on my channel, to buy books that are really cheap and not know anything about them. All I know that it's gay, and I think it has like a contest or something like that. But yeah, I hope I like it. I know that this author is like quite popular, but I've never read like any books from him. So I hope I like this one, and maybe I'll pick up more of his books. Then another audiobook that I want to read this month, because obviously it's not going to take me the whole month to finish All the Girl Out. The other audiobook that I want to read is Sorbet, which is a transgender memoir. For some reason that was really difficult to pronounce, so just ignore it. I think the author of this book actually has a YouTube channel, and I saw his videos a couple times, I think. But yeah, I do also want to focus on like books by trans authors with trans characters and stuff like that this month, because obviously Pride Month isn't all about like people with like different sexualities. It's also about people with different gender identities. So I do want to read some books by trans authors. So yeah, this is one of them. Then another audiobook that I can maybe pick up is the Falling in Love montage. That book is written by the same author as this book, which is Perfect on Paper. This is actually another book on my TBR for this month, even though it is a little bit bigger. I actually bought this book yesterday, and I was really excited to see it in stores in my country, because I was expecting to walk into the bookstore and like not find anything, and there were so many good books. It blew me away, honestly. And I had to stop myself from buying like 20,000 books, so I only bought 3, which is still a lot more than I wanted to buy, but oh well. But yeah, this is another book by that author. I really want to read this one as well. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, because it is a bit bigger, but the plot of this book sounds really interesting. I think it's about a bisexual girl who likes 2 people, and one of them is a guy, one of them is a girl, and it's about her figuring out who she wants to date, I think. I might be wrong on that. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this book. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to it. Those are all of the books I want to read this month. Now, obviously, I want to read a lot more books than this in June, but I'm just scared I'm not going to be able to finish all the books I want to finish for the Autistic Readathon. But one of the other books I hopefully, probably not, will get to in June is Felix Ever After. I bought this book yesterday. This is the second of the 3 books that I bought, and I was so excited to find this because I was planning on asking my mom to buy it for me, because my mom lives in the UK, and I was planning on having her buy it for me because I wanted the version of this book with like the really pretty sprayed edges, and I was like this close to asking my mom to buy it for me. And then I saw it in the bookstore and I turned it around and it has the pretty sprayed edges, and I was just like blown away. Like, I walked into this bookstore thinking like, oh, they're not gonna have any books, and then I found this, and I was like, what is happening? Why are these bookstores in my country suddenly getting like the books that I want to read in store? Yeah, I'm really happy with this book. I'm really happy that I have it, and that it was actually like quite cheap. It wasn't like more expensive because of the sprayed edges, which I really appreciate. So yeah, I also really want to read this book because, again, it's important to read books by trans authors and about trans characters during June as well. But I'm just scared I'm not going to be able to get to it. But yeah, hopefully I will. I'm also really struggling to think about how I'm going to tab this book, because I usually put the tabs like here, but I don't want to ruin the sprayed edges with like tabs in the middle of them. So I might do it at like the top maybe, but I don't know if that's weird. So yeah, so that was all of the books on my June TBR. I hope that you enjoyed this video and maybe you got some recommendations for books that you want to read this month. Maybe you also found out about the Autistic Readathon through this video and you want to join it, which if that's the case, I will put the link to the video that the creator of this readathon made in the description. So yeah, go check that out if you want to. Yeah, bye.